Why is my hair so frizzy? How can I tame my frizzy curly hair? These are some of the most asked questions in the curly hair community. And while the saying goes, frizz is just a curl waiting to happen, there are actually lots of different types of frizz. So while you may think you're doing everything to prevent frizz, there may be something else causing a different type of frizz. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 7 different types of frizz and how to fix them if they can be fixed. So let's go ahead. First up is the most common type of frizz for curly hair, and that is lack of moisture, under moisturized, dry hair. You may have heard the saying, frizz is just a curl waiting to happen, frizz is just a curl that needs water. And while that is true, there's a little bit more to it. If your hair is frizzy due to lack of moisture, it can look dry, brittle, and this is actually very common for curly hair because lots of curly hair is naturally dry. It's just within the nature of curly hair, and also it loses moisture as the days go by. But luckily there are some things that you can do to prevent and fix this. If your hair is dry due to being under moisturized, then you're probably going to want to introduce some cream-based products into your routine. So cream-based products are things like deep conditioner, regular conditioner, curl cream, leave-in conditioner. I talked in a lot more depth about how to choose products depending on your hair type, needs and preferences in my how to choose curly hair products video, which I'll link up here for you. If your hair is very, very dry, if it's coarse, then you're probably going to want to do deep conditioning treatments, maybe once a week, maybe every other week. If I deep condition now, my curls can just kind of disappear, get overly soft. So deep conditioner isn't for everyone, and if you find it's not for you, then you can obviously still use your regular conditioner in the shower. So make sure after you rinse your shampoo, you're following up with a conditioner and really working that into your hair. Apply it with lots of water and do the squish to condition method where you squish the conditioner into your hair and you'll hear like a squelchy sound, and this is really going to help moisturize your curls, get the water and conditioner into your hair and help them stay hydrated and conditioned for longer. After you rinse out your conditioner, you're going to want to follow up with some products. So curl cream and leave-in conditioners. Leave-in if your hair is more fine and prone to being weighed down. Curl cream is really going to help condition, moisturize the hair and smooth frizz. And also it's going to stop your curls from drying out between wash days. As I said, I've talked about this in lots more detail in my how to choose products video, so definitely go and check that out. Product buildup. If you get like an outer layer of frizz or angry looking frizz at your roots, for example, then this could be a sign of product buildup. This happens when you use products that are too heavy for your hair, or if you're layering product on product, for example, refreshing your hair with product every single day or using lots of different products on wash day. This kind of frizz can also happen in some hair types when using products that contain protein. So if you think that you've got protein overload and you've got this really angry, horrible frizz all around your hair, then you may just have product buildup, and luckily there is a very simple fix for that. To remove buildup, you're going to want to use a shampoo that is clarifying. So that means that it contains ingredients that remove buildup, product, grease, grime, oil. So I'll put some ingredients that are commonly found in clarifying shampoos on the screen here. A couple of tips for removing buildup out of your hair when you are shampooing are: number 1, don't forget the lengths. Lots of people will only shampoo the roots of their hair because obviously that's where we get the grease and grime from our scalp. But if you are using a lot of products in your hair and you've got product buildup, just rinsing the shampoo through your hair isn't going to remove the buildup that you have on your length. So you want to really massage the shampoo into your hair just gently. You don't have to be really rough with it, but this is really going to help to lift that product buildup off your hair and hopefully reduce some of your product buildup frizz. And if you find that the shampoo isn't sudsing up on your first wash, then after rinsing, go again. I usually double cleanse my hair every wash day just because I find that it leaves my scalp feeling cleaner, and also I find that it stays cleaner for longer because I've removed all of that buildup. So yeah, give that a go and let me know if it works. Lack of hold. If you have frizz at the ends of your hair or hair that becomes frizzy the moment you step out of your house, you may not be using enough product or strong enough hold products. This kind of frizz is quite common with people who remove water with a curl towel or cotton t-shirt, or who plop their hair with a t-shirt or towel after styling. What can happen is you end up removing excess water, but with that you also end up removing too much product, so your hair doesn't have the hold that it needs. So how can you fix this type of frizz? Well, firstly, avoid plopping your hair for too long. Avoid removing too much water and product from your hair. Use a gel. Gel is your hold product, as I've mentioned in my how to choose products video. But if you have hair like mine and you want your curls to last for multiple days in a row, you need to be using hold products like gel. If you are using a gel but it's not giving you enough hold still, then try using a stronger hold gel. One of my favorite strong hold gels is the Curlsmith In Shower Style Fixer. Add more product when your hair is partway dry. Mix in a little bit of gel in your hands with water and glazing it over your hair partway through drying can really help lock that frizz in place and also create more hold. And lastly, finish with a hairspray for longer hold and humidity protection. If you live in a humid climate, or even if you have fine hair and you find that gels are too heavy for your hair, using a hairspray can be an absolute game changer. I am obsessed with this hairspray these days, as you'll have seen in my other videos. Not only does it add long-lasting hold to my hair, it also really helps add extra definition to my hair, almost like it's increasing the sharpness levels. The weather. You may have noticed that your hair increases in size the moment you step out on a humid day, or it gets super frizzy in the rain, and this is because the weather can really impact our curls, how they look, and the amount of frizz that we have. And while this is kind of part and parcel of having curly hair, how long you're out in the weather for, whether you protect your curls, and the types of products you use can all impact how frizzy your hair gets in different climates. And one of the most frizz-inducing climates is humidity. I get a lot of questions about how to prevent frizzy curls in humid environments, how to make your curls last. So you want to follow a 3-step routine. First is moisturize. You want your hair to have enough moisture so it's not trying to seek the moisture from the outside air. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, you want to add a leave-in conditioner or curl cream to your hair to add moisture to your hair and keep your curls moisturized between wash days. Step 2, you want to lock the curls in place. You want to hold the curls in place with a hold product like a gel. Step 3, you want to seal your curls. So using a serum or an oil can help to lock the moisture in at the end of a wash day. Following that 3-step routine should help lock your curls in place in humidity. But also think about whether you're going outside with wet curls in humidity, because that can make your hair more frizzy. So maybe think about diffusing your hair if you're going to be in a humid climate, or if you're on holiday and you're in a humid climate, just embrace the frizz, I say. Diffusing frizz. From talking to so many of you over the years, I found that so many of you actually avoid diffusing because you find that it makes your curls frizzy. But as mentioned in my recent diffusing video, the technique that you use to diffuse your hair with and the dryer and diffuser that you use can really make a difference. So if you get a lot of frizz when diffusing, then have a think about the following. Number 1, hover diffuse. If you find that diffusing your hair up blows the curls around too much and creates excess frizz, then instead just hover the diffuser over your hair. This will disrupt your curls much less, create much less frizz. Try pixie diffusing. So instead of having the dryer on the entire time you're diffusing your hair, moving from section to section and really blowing your hair all over the place, place your hair in the diffuser bowl with the dryer turned off, then lift the diffuser up to the top of your head, then turn it on, hold for 10 to 20 seconds or however long you like to hold it for, turn the dryer off, bring it back down gently, and then move on to the next section and repeat. Turning the dryer off between sections, at least at the beginning of diffusing, it can really help to minimize frizz while you set your curls in place. And I showed a better demonstration of this in my diffusing video, which I've linked in the description. Diffuse on a low speed. You want to use a low speed to prevent frizz, because if you use a high speed, then it can really increase flyaways, blow your hair all about over the place, especially with certain diffuser heads. So yeah, use a low speed. It's going to be much more gentle on your curls. Switch up your diffuser head. So I did a whole review of lots of different types of diffusers in my diffusing video, which I've linked in the description, but not all diffuser heads are created the same. Some are better for reducing frizz than others. For example, ones that aren't in a bowl shape may create a bit more frizz because they will blow your hair around a bit more. So yeah, they're not all created equal, but hopefully that video should help you find one that works better for your hair if you want to get a new one. or if diffusing really doesn't work for you, then you can of course air dry. Lots of people prefer the results with air drying, and I actually did a comparison between air drying and diffusing recently, which I will link up here for you. Flyaways and new growth. If you get a lot of frizz at your root area and it isn't product buildup or any of the other types of frizz that I've mentioned, then it could be new growth. Because our hair all grows at different times, it's inevitable to have some kind of flyaways or root frizz from new growth. But I found that certain styling techniques can actually highlight and enhance this kind of root frizz. So there may be some things that you can tweak in your styling routine to prevent it showing up as much. Not styling and diffusing your hair in a set parting. I personally find that whenever I part my hair wet and then style and diffuse my hair in that parting, it always increases the amount of frizz that I have at my root. So I always style my hair without a parting, and then I add that parting in on dry hair, gently move curls side to side to find my parting. I find that by doing this, you're kind of blending all your baby hairs within your longer hair, so it's kind of hiding them. Whereas when I part my hair when it's wet and then style my hair in that parting, I find that because the roots dry out first, it kind of increases this root frizz and they're not as blended in with the rest of my hair. Number two is styling on very wet hair for a similar reason that I mentioned in the previous point. If you find that your roots dry out very quickly when you're styling your curls, then this could be enhancing the look of these flyaways and new growth at your roots. So just make sure that you're keeping that area wet when you're styling it. So get a spray bottle and re-wet them just so they stay wet. Scrunch them to really help get that water and product up to your roots and help to blend those flyaways within the rest of your hair. Seal the frizz in with products. So using something like a gel for hold on wet hair can help to lock the frizz in place. And also on dry hair, if you find that you have a lot of frizz, then you can go in with a little bit of serum and just glaze that over the frizz, and hopefully that should help to smooth it down. Also, it's inevitable to get more root frizz between wash days as your hair dries out. So something you can do is literally just add a little bit of water and smooth that frizz down. I find that it smooths the frizz a bit better if you wet your hand and then smooth it over rather than if you spray it directly onto your hair, because that can actually cause a little bit more frizz. So yeah, try those tips and let me know if they work. Lucky number 7, my favorite type of frizz, functional frizz. It's frizz that has a purpose. It adds volume to your hair, it adds body to your hair. It's my favorite type of frizz because it helps give my medium density, wavy curly hair a bit more volume. Functional frizz is part and parcel of curly hair. It's inevitable because it comes with living our lives with curly hair. The main thing that increases this kind of functional frizz is touching our hair, fluffing our hair out, the things that I do to increase volume. But there are also some things you can do to decrease the amount of functional frizz that you have. So first up is not touching your hair as much. Are you sitting at your desk at work touching your hair all day? Are you fluffing your hair out? Anything where you're touching your curls, this is going to increase frizz. My hair is getting increasingly more frizzy throughout this section as I'm touching my hair. Number 2 is the weather. If you are going out on a windy day and you're not protecting your hair, that's going to create friction in your hair, which is going to create frizz. So if you know it's going to be windy or it's going to be bad weather outside, then tie your hair up. Put a hat on, put your hood up, protect it. You want to be protecting your curls at night, so you may find that sleeping on a cotton pillowcase, for example, can create more friction, which can create more frizz. So try sleeping on a silk pillowcase, try tying your hair up. This is how I tie my hair up, and I will also link my bedtime routine video for you. But yeah, all curly hair will have some amount of frizz. Even if you think that you're seeing pictures of people online with no frizz, lighting can also play a part in that. And while there are some things that you can do to prevent and fix it, not all frizz can be tamed, and not all frizz should be tamed, in my opinion. I really hope that you found these tips helpful. Please let me know if they work for you. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.